Hello, everybody. So I try to be as objective as I can on this channel, and this baby buy today, kind of makes me sad. I miss the ATM, but a lot of the market didn't get the ATM, and so I get why he did what he did, and no more ATM past MNAV above 2.5, but still, I wonder sometimes what's going on, because 18 million, that's one of the smallest buys that I can remember. 155 Bitcoin acquired, that's not a lot. That is not a lot. And so he's going to have to ramp those buys if he wants to achieve the new targets, right? The new BTC yield target that he set at the Q2 call. And so he's going to have to increase those buys. So if you look at the ATM program, again, very, very neat 8K here, material event, and they're showing you, Strife ATM. They issued 115,000 shares at, they issued them for 11.5 million worth, okay, $100 par, and, proceeds were 13.6 million. So that's cute. I guess that's cute because, we're going to have that torque. And of course, the torque is you're paying a 10% dividend yield on this. And his expectation for Bitcoin is 29% ARR. So 29 minus 10, that's 19%. That creates the torque. That creates the yield in future years. You also have something I don't really see discussed, but this is what I call a price to par yield. Common ATM, you made money because of price to NAV, selling $1 for $1.50. Here, you still make money selling price to par. So you sell 100 specifically for 117. Strife is trading at 117. You sell 100 for 117. You sell $1 for $1.17. So he still was able to secure a $2.1 million gain with Strife. It's very nice. But it's cute. It's small. It's too small. And of course, it's not going to move the needle for a company like MSTR. And so I am confident in Saylor. Saylor is the best. But I sure hope he knows what he's doing here, because we are leaving our money on the table right now, not selling 100 for 153. We are leaving money on the table right now, not harvesting that MNAV. Sure, I would like it to be at 2.5, but it's not at 2.5. It's at 1.53. The market is irrational. The market gives you, and you have to decide whether you want to take it or not. And the market gives us a 1.53 right now. So a 1.53, if we had been ATMing, if we were to ATM, that'd be like selling 100 for 453.9. That's a very good business to me. That's that's a 33% margin right there. That's a very good business to me. But I guess Saylor wants to sell only when MNAV is higher, and of course, this is because of most people not understanding the common ATM. Most people don't get why dilution creates a yield. I made a special video about this. I used to link that video all the time in my MSTR video. Most people still don't see it. So that's the negative right now. The negative is that it's a slowdown in the buys, and so you bet next week I'm expecting a huge buy, because we got to make up for essentially no buy this week. This is trying to be objective, so that's bad. One thing that's good though, and this is a pro volatility move. That's why I think it's good, because it's unpredictable. Many of us were expecting him to go very hard on stretch and issue a bunch of stretch. He didn't do that. Not only did he not issue stretch, but he barely issued any preferred, and he just issued Strife. So anyways, so we were expecting a bigger move, and so we didn't get it, and therefore that's unpredictability fostering, that's uncertainty fostering. That's good for volatility, even though he's not going to sell convertible bonds anymore, so he's not benefiting from that premium directly anymore, but he's indirectly benefiting, because if the stock is more volatile, more people want to buy the stock, which raises the price. So that's a good thing. The short-term goal of a 2.5 MNAV policy was to get a bounce in the stock price, and in my view, it's not that obvious for now that we get a bounce in the stock price. I mean, sure, the stock is nicely up today, but Bitcoin was up this weekend quite a bit, and Bitcoin is still up on Monday. Of course, Bitcoin dropped overnight, as it always does. It's always like that. It's like always the Sunday night, the delta between Sunday night price and Monday morning price is always a big disappointment. So we knew that was going to happen. But anyways, to me, we're at 1.5 times the return of Bitcoin, roughly is what we've been getting with MSTR. or sometimes up to 2 times the return of Bitcoin, we're still in that range. So there is no decoupling between that ratio. MSTR is still, quote unquote Bitcoin on steroid. That has not been more on steroid. That makes some sense. So that didn't work for now in my view. It's not that obvious. Maybe it will become more obvious over the next coming days if the price of MSTR begins to outperform the usual ratio of about 40 to 50% more performance than Bitcoin. So anyways, not obvious for now. Ramping up the stretch issuance, we're not seeing it yet. Hopefully next week we see a big one, and a big issuance of stretch. And leaving the common ATM aside, it's a bet from Michael Saylor, in my view. It's a bet to leave it aside. It's a bet heading into September. I am sure, or at least I am hoping, that Saylor and Fong discussed that bet with their 6 AIs on Sunday morning. You may remember their conference talking about how they come up with these ideas with their AI and share AI prompts, etc. So hopefully they came up with an AI and the AI was like, hey, there's going to be a big move in September, and so you should maybe stop issuing the common, let the market know you're not going to issue the common. Hopefully this is something like that going on, because right now we're leaving money on the table by not issuing common ATM. And short term, like I said, there's 2 ways this is going to work. Short term is MNAV goes past 2.5. That's one way that this works, and then you can ATM again and really generate very, very high yield. Or another way that this works is that the stretch issuance really start ramping up. And so that means that what I would have expected for this week is going to have to be double, next week. And we're going to have to issue faster stretch next time. So short term, this is the only way this move works. Long term, I don't think this is a threat at all to MSTR. Long term, I think this is great. Don't forget, if this doesn't work, if MNAV is stubborn and stays at 1.5, nothing tells us, maybe in Q3 he brings the policy down and he's like, oh, for Q3 we're actually going to start issuing at, I don't know, MNAV of 1.8 and above. Companies are dynamic. They react to events. If the MNAV does not recover, this is something that he can correct in Q3 and be like, okay, now we're going to start issuing MNAV at maybe above 1.5. Above 1.5 would have I think been a better policy. It's a big bet from Saylor that MNAV is going to recover to past 2.5. And I sure hope that they did some deep search with the AI and that they are confident in their bet. So right now I'm just a little sad, but it's okay because the returns have been so outstanding with MSTR that I can be less sad about that. So anyways, this was not investment advice, not financial advice. This is only entertainment. I'm hoping you were entertained. Please please subscribe, follow me on Patreon, follow me on X. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful, wonderful day.